Are you in search of a diesel truck engine that just won't quit? Not all diesel engines are built to last, but some stand out as the toughest and most reliable. In today's video, we'll take a look at 10 diesel engines that last forever. If I were you, I'd stick around until the end of this video, because this list is based on expert research and real-world results. Let's dive right in. The Chrysler 3-liter EcoDiesel is small, but has produced a whopper of a performance, and has created quite a stir in the half-ton pickup market. Though originally related to Cummins, the engine is made by VM Motori, an Italian company working with Fiat Chrysler, which provides its connection to the US. This engine was launched in 2014 and can only be found in the Ram 1500 and Jeep Grand Cherokee. It delivers 240 horsepower at 3,600 RPM and pulling torque at 420 pounds at 2,000 RPM, even more than the 5.7-liter Hemi Chrysler engine. The bores of the engine are constructed of a compacted graphite iron block and an aluminum alloy head. The high-pressure fuel injection system, combined with its Garrett turbocharger coupled with water cooling, allows for the extreme production of horsepower. A bore of 3.27 inches and a stroke spread of 3.6 inches gives a compression ratio of 16.5 to 1 for great fuel economy in highway conditions. The engine gets up to 28 miles per gallon. Emission features include the diesel exhaust catalyst and exhaust gas recirculation, together with a diesel particulate filter and selective catalytic reduction with diesel exhaust fluid, creating a clean and green effect. Commonly credited with starting the modern turbo diesel pickup movement, the 5.9-liter 12-valve Cummins engine had its wider launch following the light-duty diesel engines. Though several other companies had tried pairing diesel with light-duty trucks before its launch in August of 1988, it was the 6BT engine that set a new benchmark. It made for a great alternative to Dodge's big block V8 gas engine by offering unbelievable torque and considerably more mileage, equated back to the time. The first generation of the 5.9-liter turbo diesel produced between 1989 and 1993 was rated at 160 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque via Bosch's VE44 rotary fuel injection pump. From 1994 to 1998, the highly acclaimed second generation became the darling of the performance crowd, thanks to the Bosch P7100 injection pump that could handle modifications to take power beyond factory ratings of 245 horsepower and 505 pound-feet of torque. Cast iron was used for the block and head, inline design engines with a bore and stroke of 4.02 by 4.72 inches, an overhead valve design, and 2 valves per cylinder, featuring a whole-set fixed geometry turbocharger. The 5.9-liter was an inline 6, and it changed the face of reliability and performance. However, the story gets even better with the next one. The latest high-output version of the 6.7-liter Cummins engine, introduced in 2015, rightly earns a spot on the list. When mated to Aisin's AS69RC automatic transmission, this engine packs quite the wallop, offering an impressive 385 horsepower at 2,800 RPM and 865 pound-feet of torque at 1,700 RPM. As a result of having a diesel particulate filter and a diesel exhaust fluid injection system. The simple PCM recalibration has resulted in the best part of 15 pound-feet of increased torque when compared to earlier 2013 to 2014 models, with the 6.7-liter Cummins providing the most torque to date in a civilian pickup truck, thus making it a leading choice for heavy-loading hauling or towing trucks with factory ratings of up to 30,000 pounds. The engine is built with a cast iron block and head, incorporates a 17.3 to 1 compression ratio, comes with a high-pressure Bosch CP3 fuel injection system, and features a whole-set variable geometry turbocharger. It has a cooled EGR, a diesel oxidation catalyst, a diesel particulate filter, and selective catalytic reduction using diesel exhaust fluid to control emissions. Besides being viewed as a workhorse, this engine has a place of honor among contestants at Diesel Power Challenge events. It has proven its performance capabilities in racing competitions with two-time champion Levon Miller and other competitors such as Matt Kaufman and Danik St. Pierre. Although the 2016 5.0-liter Cummins engine is relatively new and has not yet provided the means to make a long-term performance observation, we believe that this is one of the strongest engines in the light truck segment. With 310 horsepower and 3,200 RPM and 555 pound-feet of torque at 1,600 RPM. The engine is engineered for a good compromise between power and fuel economy. Nissan promotes it as a workhorse that, by utilizing efficient fuel consumption through variable fuel timing and injection mechanics, which operate 5 times in each combustion cycle. The engine has a 5.0-liter of displacement and a V8 configuration. It has a bore and stroke of 3.70 by 3.54 inches, and a DOHC configuration with 4-cylinder valves. A high-pressure Bosch CP 4.2 fuel injection system powers the vehicle with great performance. It is possible that this engine is the ideal mix of power and fuel efficiency. The 6.6-liter Duramax LBZ for the year 2006 to 2007 is widely considered one of, if not the best diesel engines GM has at any point produced in their pickup truck gates. It comes with a strengthened engine block, larger conrods, and new pistons which have been fitted with pins that are made bigger. It also has a lower compression ratio of 15.5 to 1. The old figure was as high as 17.5 to 1. With upgraded cylinder heads that were less likely to crack under pressure. The LBZ engine has a higher output of 360 horsepower at 3,200 RPM and 650 pound-feet of torque, just to save you the trouble. The Cummins 5.9-liter 24-valve is less powerful with just 325 horsepower. Thus, what we have here is the Duramax LBZ, an engine that has earned its keep by being both far more powerful than the current General Motors products and very stout. Emission control devices include cooled exhaust gas recirculation and a diesel oxidation catalytic converter, which is designed to attain the necessary standards. This is a unique engine with bags of power and plenty of modification potential. In 2011, Chevrolet and GMC changed their 2500 HD and 3500 HD pickup powertrains with a new 6.6-liter Duramax engine known as the LML. Indeed, this engine moved up to one of the best engines in the prior database thanks to a new block, stronger parts, including pistons and connecting rods, a better oiling system, and smarter computer controls. These changes contributed to the development of the engine with 397 horsepower at 3,000 RPM and 765 Nm at 1,600 RPM. Not only is it stronger, but the LML engine is also cleaner and more fuel efficient compared to its predecessor, the LMM engine. GM claims that they are getting 11% better fuel economy. The engine employs an overhead valve 4 valves per cylinder arrangement. Its head is made of cast aluminum, and the block is made of cast iron, with a compression ratio of 16.0 to 1. These improvements make the LML engine strong and fuel efficient for heavy-duty truck applications. In real terms, one cannot afford to compile a list of the great diesel engines without having the 7.3-liter Power Stroke engine. It is Ford's famous power wagon constructed from the International Navistar T44E and has, over the years, assumed the image of the hallmark no-nonsense stroke diesel powertrain. Overall, the 7.3-liter was a success in production, and its entire 9 years of producing the Power Stroke softball, although the 2001 to 2003 model produced 275 horsepower and 525 pound-feet of torque, was the best. This version also was the most powerful version that came with a manual transmission option. First coming to market in 1994, the 7.3-liter Power Stroke diesel could be had with a 5-speed manual transmission or 4-speed automatic. The 1994 model manufactured 40% more power at its released 210 horsepower and 425 pound-feet of torque. International Navistar was the producer of this kind, and it included an electronically controlled direct injection system that was capable of producing up to 21,000 psi. It is in this system that the engine transmission system assisted in increasing reliability and performance more than in the earlier engines. For the year 1998, the V8 engine specifications were enhanced to deliver 225 horsepower at 3,000 revolutions per minute and 450 Nm at 2,000 revolutions per minute. It also had comfortably complied with the California emissions regulations and has provisions for split-shot injectors for better power and efficiency. The Cummins ISX, previously called the Signature Series engine, has enhanced performance by virtue of the Intellect system. It is currently used in some of the giant trucks and has power variations between 430 horsepower and 620 horsepower, with the torque power reaching up to 2,050 pound-feet. The ISX engine is recognized for its functionality, fuel economy, energy provision, and durability, which makes it ideal for large trucks. It has a splendid outcome and wonderful fuel economy due to the efficient fuel and water pump technologies it has. The engine also complies with EPA standards because it has emission solutions such as the diesel particulate filter, or DPF. Nonetheless, like almost all diesel engines, the ISX is not immune to problems with emission systems and some parts, depending on the model year and its maintenance status. In general, the ISX is often touted as one of the most durable diesel engines on the North American market, thus becoming the engine of choice for many commercial truck manufacturers who have replaced the older Cummins N14. The 2008 6.4-liter Power Stroke makes it to our list of the best diesel engines for pickup because there is a clear and evident effort from Ford to enhance their 6.0-liter model. Arriving in a new cylinder head bolt pattern, it also has common rail fueling with twin and sequential turbocharging. These changes contributed to helping Ford Diesel increase their power levels and in turn received additional support from aftermarket hardware. On this V8 engine, there is a rated power output of 350 horsepower at 3,000 RPM and 650 pound-feet of torque at 2,000 RPM. The bore and stroke are 3.87 by 4.13 inches. The motors use an OHV valve train with 4 valves per cylinder and a high-pressure common rail fuel system with a Siemens K16 injection pump. All in all, the 6.4-liter Power Stroke is necessary and a step up for Ford's diesel trucks in terms of power and newly incorporated technology. The 6.7-liter Scorpion diesel engine, while borrowing some elements from a European CGI V6, is the first Ford-developed diesel engine that does not share any part with International, Navistar, or any other third-party manufacturers. This engine earns its place on our list because it gives drivers exactly what they want: enough power and torque. I guess for anyone who wants a vehicle that has a lot of brute and pulling power. However, we are particularly pleased with the second generation of the 6.7-liter model, which came into the market with the 2015 models. Sol VGT single variable geometry turbocharger replaces compound turbocharging. 19mm injector tips are increased in size, and there's a new Cobra head downpipe. Combined, these modifications increase the engine's output to 440 horsepower and 860 pound-feet of torque, up 40 horsepower and 60 pound-feet of torque from the first generation of the 6.7-liter introduced in 2011 through 2014. This made Ford's diesel engine among the most popular among the 3 major players in the manufacturing of trucks. Thank you for watching. Let us know in the comments which of these engines you fancy the most. And if you're as obsessed with cars as we are, you shouldn't stop here. Check out our other videos. See you soon.